Good morning. What to do when you're feeling so ill? So, what do you do when you're actually not feeling well? Well, you know what? The first thing you really need to do is rest. Don't sit there and keep trying to go at it. Gee, sounds like mom, and maybe some chicken soup. Fluids. Now, I'm talking if you're really ill. If you are not able to keep anything down, oh, it's tough. But you know what? It feels a little bit better because your body's under stress. And it feels just that little bit better because your blood sugars are up and they're a little bit more stable if you're brittle. But, besides feeling like crap, you're going to feel high. You're going to feel thirsty. Oh, it feels twice as bad. But you should try to keep your fluids up. Ginger ale. And I mean ginger ale. I don't mean diet ginger ale. Oh, yes, I love diet ginger ale. I like it. No, I mean sugar or some other sugar pop. Sprite, usually clear. What else? You should try to eat as much as possible. I haven't had to do this for many a moon. Well, squirrels are out today. I'm just moving because I can't speak freely around the building. So we'll just move down over here, okay? So if you're ill, what should you do? Take some medication for if you're feeling nauseous, or there are certain drugs you shouldn't be taking. Now, if you're a type 2 diabetic, you shouldn't be taking any like Invocana or Foxiga drugs. And those are the ones that will help you pee out your excess sugar. God, I couldn't think of the word. Imagine diabetic can't think of that word. But you need to stop those because when you're not eating and everything's not working right, you really want your body to hold on to the liquids. There's a list. You should ask your doctor which drugs you shouldn't be taking. But don't go crazy. You should be careful on any cough medication that is containing sugar. We shouldn't be taking those anyway, but you don't want your blood sugar to go way up. And if you're not eating, you should watch out for DKA. Now, what is DKA? Well, DKA is a very serious effect. Now, if you can remember back to when you got diabetes to begin with, if you're a type 1, how you felt where you were drinking all the time, and the smell you gave off, and that was DKA. Your body was in DKA. And if you start vomiting, you have to go to the hospital. Your body's blood is turning acidic because your body can't get the energy it needs to live. So you end up trying to turn on your body's self and eat the excess fat. Now, some might say, well, if I'm a little bit bigger, wouldn't that be better? Well, no, it's an emergency state. So if you're a diabetic, a type 1, and you're not eating and you're vomiting, well, maybe even if you're vomiting, you should go to emergency room. Well, Mike, I hate emergency rooms. Well, a lot of people think that because they aren't eating, they shouldn't take their insulin. Big mistake. Your body is going to need perhaps a little bit more insulin. But talk to your doctor first. Don't try just medicating yourself. I've had it for years, and when I'm sick and my blood sugar is going up, I don't sit there and try to medicate myself. And why? Well, because one day, your blood sugar is gonna, I call it break, but the blood sugars are never really broken. It's just your body trying to get the fluid it needs and the insulin it needs to live. But your demand for insulin will eventually drop and go back to normal, or pretty close to normal. So what's going to happen when you go in to the hospital? The one thing I learned is if you need to go to the hospital and you truly are sick and in DKA, go to the hospital. You can go to the hospital. Is that a little bit better? That's a little better, right? If you have to, go by an ambulance. I know I have walked. Well, I lived, 10 blocks from a hospital. So I walked. Stupid. Well, you're not really feeling well, and sometimes you're not thinking straight. And you'll probably be put in the hospital, and they will hook you up on fluids. And once they do that, oh, do you feel much better. They will probably hook you up on IV insulin. And your blood sugar will drop. It's just, going into the bloodstream. And usually within a day or two, your body's kind of feeling a little bit better. You may not be out of the woods yet. You can probably take 3 to 4 days in the hospital. But then, when you can come out, oh, you're that much more ahead. And then you're feeling much better. Well, sorry. Stay away from work. Not only will you spread it to your friends, but you will not feel great. You will, oh my God, you will feel so much worse. And as you start feeling better, you can start having things like ice cream. There's always room for Jell-O. You can have some chicken noodle soup, any soups. And slowly your body will get back to normal. If you feel like sleeping, sleep. That's one of the best things. We started this whole talk about sleep. But you really want to make sure you get some sleep. Stay in bed. Well, while I'm off work, I can do this, or I can bring homework and do it at home. And if you're really that sick, you're not going to feel like doing work. Try to just take things slowly. In today's world, sorry, I just gotta reposition yourself. In today's world, it's almost like, well, you can't, you have to make those sales grades. You have to do this, you have to do that. You can't bother to be ill. Listen, we already gave you time off because you're a diabetic. Now you're ill. It could have been 8 years ago they gave you time off for being a diabetic. And you catch the flu. Oh. Now, colds, you don't necessarily need to go into your meal plan or go to your liquid diet, because usually with a cold, you're able to continue to eat. You're able to drink. Your body may be fighting something and your blood sugars may go up, but you're not in a crisis situation. To say that, you may feel like crap. And you may need to do correction doses. But you're still not in a crisis. And, on the flip side, you may be a diabetic. You may be not feeling well. But if you're suffering from a sore throat or a cold, don't go to emergency room. Oh, please. People go into the emergency room and think, well, I have a sore throat. Well, did you try gargling with salt water? No, I need to see a doctor. I need drugs. Well, I don't know. People like that just annoy me. So often do we feel just remembered where something could be. I'll have to check it when I get home. Sorry. But yes, you may be a diabetic, but don't go racing off. only if you're vomiting and you can't keep anything down. Now, what about self inflicted? And by this, I mean, a little too much the night before. Well, your body may not like it, and you shouldn't have done it, but take things slowly. Go back to just drinking and sleep. We as society now don't concentrate on getting the rest we need. We just seem to, oh, well, I've got to keep going, keep going, keep going. And listen, you have a chronic disease if you're a type 1. Your body may not be doing great under it. And people may say, oh, come on, you just have a little bit of the flu. You should be at work. Well, it's not up to them to tell you how to deal with your diabetes. First of all, it's not your fault for having the diabetes. So why are you allowing people to dictate? Now, on the flip side, if you're using it all the time, I kind of equate to it to crying wolf. Oh, I can't come in because I'm sick. And you go off and you play golf or whatever, go to a movie. Or you shouldn't be at some event or, going off to vacation if you are ill. First of all, you're probably going to infect everyone on the trip, which they're going to love you for that. But you're endangering your life. And, I'm sorry to say, you are endangering your life. Oh, God. How could I be endangering my life? Well, when you turn your blood to acid is what diabetic acidosis. You are making your body sicker and sicker. Now, I mentioned this before. You need to continue taking insulin. You should get in touch with your doctor. You should be testing for ketones. And what are ketones? Well, we discussed when your body tries to find energy. But energy, if you're not eating, your body turns itself and starts eating your body's fat reserves for fuel. Now, this isn't the most ideal, and when it does that, it breaks down the fat into what they call ketones. And ketones, well, what does it do? What does ketones do? Well, ketones gets in your blood, and that's what causes the increased acidity. Now, some people say, well, I've had diabetes for years, I'm going to treat it myself. And then they just give themselves a whole whack of insulin, lay down, and, I'll be fine in the morning. Well, if you're throwing up, you should be in a hospital. I am sorry. And my endo agrees. Now, you should really come up with a sick plan with your doctor. Well, first of all, you can call your GP, but if you're a type 1 diabetic, you should have your own endocrinologist. And an endocrinologist that specializes in diabetes. And you should have that before you before you get ill. Sorry, I always do that. I think there's bugs in here. Maybe I should do this outside, out back by the apartment one day. Being ill is terrible, but you need to take care of number one first. Have a great day, and I hope you're not ill watching this. Remember, the best person to offer you medical advice is your doctor. Have a great day. Now in Vancouver, we can get out. It's supposed to be warm today. Get out and enjoy the day. Oh, my neck's gonna crack. I'm probably gonna take some Tylenol and enjoy it. Talk to you later. Bye now.